There's been some flashes, but still has not gotten into a groove really at any point since the first 2-3 weeks. 2 down, Ernie Clement will swing at the first pitch and skip it up the middle into center field. Base hit, Clement with 2 outs.
Got that off the end of the bat, but was able to find that hole up the middle. Big smile on his face. Continues to swing the bat well.
Ernie Clement fighting to get back to 300. He entered today hitting .297. So 2 down, and his hit extends the inning for George Springer. From the stretch, Legamina's pitch is swung on and missed. We welcome you to the Timbermark broadcast booth. Don't sit on the bench when it's time to build. With flexible financing options through the Timbermark project card, you can get started today and keep your project moving. Timbermark, Canada's building center. 0-1. Hit foul, 0-2. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRouche, Show Ali, our host and producer, Derek Brandeo and Tom Young, our technical directors. 0-2 count, 2 outs, no score. Clement off on the pitch, and it's a check swing tapper foul, first base side. Aranda was leaving it, but it's going to stay foul. It actually looked like for a moment it might start to curve back fair, but never quite got there. And Ernie Clement is super dirty now. He head first dove into second base, and his jersey's almost more brown than white, or at least his pants are, as he's walking back to first and kind of flapping that belt area out to let some dirt out of the bottom of his pants.
So he's going to look cool for the rest of the game.
Yeah. 0-2. Down and away. That's like I would do that in the second inning of a game when I'm a kid, and my mom would be so mad at me. It's a foul ball, and I dive, and there isn't an industrial washer doing all the players' clothes for the Thornhill Reds. 1-2. Up and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's funny to think back and realize that the laundry was just done. It was finished. The dirt just comes off.
Well, sometimes you do
and
the laundry.
And now, as an adult.
2-2 pitch, rolled over toward third, still 2-2.
As an adult, you realize that somebody actually has to put the clothing, that uniform, into the washing machine for that dirt to come off. Thanks, Mom.
I think I learned that at about 12, to be honest. I don't. There wasn't a. It was a shared job after that. George Springer doing a lot of that. Now a father of 3. Step off, throw to first. Clement back in with a dive. Talked to me yesterday about how fun it was for him to go back for the All-Star break. It was only about 4 or 5 days after he had left his family following the birth of his 3rd child. He'll take a 2-2 pitch down and away, 3-2. But 3 kids. Him and his wife, Shar, have now switched from man defense to zone defense now. Clement will be off from first. The 3-2 is down and away, ball 4. And that's a real nice plate appearance from George Springer. Fell behind 0-2 and battled his way to an 8-pitch walk.
Yeah, that was a great at-bat. Took some tough pitches. He was in swing mode there in a 3-2 count. He was able to take that fastball just off the plate outside. Gives Alejandro Kirk a chance with runners at first and second and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Alejandro Kirk went 2 for 3 yesterday. Left the yard in the 7th inning. This is his 32nd game of the year. The pitch there for a strike, 0-1. In the month of July, Kirk has been pretty good. Had some big hits in San Diego, and then that home run yesterday. He's hitting .270 in 13 July games with an .805 OPS. 0-1. Check swing liner foul into the Rays dugout, 0-2. Two-out traffic for Toronto. It was 2 outs, bases empty, and then Ernie Clement came up with a single before George Springer walked. So with no score in this game, bottom of the first, it's Springer on first, Clement on second, and Kirk at the plate in an 0-2 count. Legamina's set, and his 23rd pitch of the inning is hit back foul, elevated the heater, and Kirk got to it. Still 0-2.
He's starting to find that 2-strike swing, the one that made him so successful with 2 strikes last year. Really shortens up, and he tries to shoot that baseball the other way.
Playing him pretty straight up right now. Aranda far off the first baseline. 0-2 again, and this one's tapped softly to Church. To third, charging Caminero, and it's off his bare hand. Clement around third. He takes off for the plate and scores. Springer with a dive into third. He's safe. An infield RBI single for Alejandro Kirk. It's 1-0 Blue Jays in the first inning. Caminero charged. Maybe that ball's going to go foul, but he tried to make the play. It went off his bare hand, and the Blue Jays started to run wild.
That was one of the more heads-up base-running plays I've seen this season. Ernie Clement realized that Junior Caminero was taking his time, or was going to take his time getting to that ball that trickled away. He didn't think that Clement would take off from third base. I mean, that's just a fantastic base running, something the Blue Jays have missed really for the entirety of this season. And then George Springer taking an extra base, going second to third.
I'll have to look again at the overhead, but I almost have to imagine that Caminero's going to let that ball go. I didn't think that was staying fair. He barehanded right on the line.
There's also a chance that he thinks that he gets Alejandro Kirk easily at first base if he makes that play.
Which is, I think, why he's doing it. But that was the option there, was to barehand and throw.
Right. Tough play.
Yeah, if it's that routine, then you have enough time to glove it, in theory. They will not assess an error for now to Caminero. It's first and third, 2 down, and a 1-0 Blue Jay lead in the first. Cosmo Okamoto, the batter, in the pitch. Called strike. Because they have not ruled it an error, it is an RBI for Alejandro Kirk, his 12th of the year. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball hit very high out to left field. Simpson tracking back toward the corner, and he'll watch it go into the seats foul. 0-2.
It's an earned run for Legumina, too. That ERA up to 4.07. He's probably not thrilled standing out on that mound right now.
27th pitch of his inning is poked away foul by Okamoto, who leaned out over the plate to hit that sweeper back into the netting. Oh-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it for the inning. The Blue Jays, though, get on the board with a 2-out RBI infield single from Alejandro Kirk and lead it 1-0 after an inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk. Just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his work.
Blue Jays with a 1-0 lead as we start a second inning that's brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Heads up base running by Ernie Clement after an infield single from Alejandro Kirk. Gave the Blue Jays the lead. Now Kirk back behind home plate. Shane Bieber palming up the baseball just beyond the mound as he walks up the back of the hill to begin this second inning. No Cedric Mullins in the Rays lineup today, so Victor Mesa Jr., the right fielder, will hit cleanup. Lefty hitter from Cuba. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Mesa, 24 years old, originally an international signing of the Miami Marlins. And he'll ask for time. Pretty significant prospect when he was signed for a $1 million bonus after defecting from Cuba. 0-1. Fouled off 0-2. But just didn't stay healthy a little bit and then only ended up playing in 16 games with the Marlins. They DFA'd him after last year. It's been a big pickup for the Rays via trade. 0-2 is grounded toward first. Vladdy snatches it up and spins. Throws a strike to Bieber, covering the back for the out. Really nice play by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Got that on the shoestring and spun like a shortstop up the middle, hitting Bieber right on the mark.
Yeah, I don't think that ball bounced up as much as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was anticipating. It's almost like it hit a wet spot in the dirt. Reached down, picked up that baseball, and fired it right to the chest of Shane Bieber. Really difficult play over there at first base.
Guerrero now moves off the line with the righty hitter Johnny DeLuca up for the Tampa Bay Rays. Bieber's kick and pitch. Fastball for a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. DeLuca, a righty hitter on the year, hitting .261 with a .730 OPS in 61 games. Next pitch up and in, 1-1. Tough thing for the 28-year-old DeLuca, just continuing to battle a lot of injuries in his career. This year, right hamstring strain cost him a month. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Last year was a left hamstring strain that had him on the 60-day IL. One-two pitch. Hit on the ground over the mound and right at Luis Urias at second. He'll pick it up, throw to first, and there are two down.
Seems like Shane Bieber's pretty locked in right now. We've seen a couple of good breaking balls. The fastball command has been a lot better. Obviously started off the game with 3 straight balls, but it seems like he's found that release point.
He has retired all 5 that he's faced so far, although one of his toughest tests comes right now. It's the speedster lefty hitter Chandler Simpson. 2 outs, base is empty, and the first pitch is high, ball 1. But yeah, Bieber, since going 3 straight balls, has thrown 14 strikes to only 5 balls in the 19 pitches after that. 1-0. High and outside, 2-0.
And that's a big part of his game, if not the biggest part of his game, really locating his pitch as well.
Yeah, even, when he was in his Cy Young season or in the years around that, it's not because he was throwing 97 miles an hour. 2-0. Breaking ball spins in for a strike, 2-1.
He's always had pretty good secondary stuff, though.
For sure. Movement has been great for him. It's movement and location over velocity. Is 2-1 to Simpson. He's hit on the ground up the middle. Clement backhands, throws quickly to first to get Simpson and end the inning. 3 ground balls forced by Shane Bieber, and it's still 1-0 Blue Jays, middle of the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
From sheds and garages to tiny and dream homes, find quality materials, ready-to-order building plans, and expert advice to guide you every step of the way. Start your build today at timbermart.ca. Timbermart, Canada's building center.
Something magical happens at the ballpark every summer.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game here in downtown Toronto.
It's when the good times are great times and memories are made.
The Blue Jays win it.
The fun is funnier. The sun sunnier.
Everybody is some kind of excited.
Junior J's Sundays, presented by the Ontario Honda Dealers Association, are made for memories. Where will you be?
Protect your waste and recycling equipment from costly repairs. With a custom maintenance plan, optimize your waste system performance and longevity with Metro Compactor Service. They've got you covered coast to coast with the largest service fleet in Canada. Their innovative iSmart technology can remotely diagnose, troubleshoot, and monitor equipment health in real time. For on-demand or proactive service, sales, rentals, and extended warranties for all your waste equipment, visit metrocompactor.com. metrocompactor.com.
When the backdrop's got to give main character energy. When the balloons have to blow up the vibe. When the cap simply cannot clash with her manicure. From graduations to prom parties. When it's got to be right. Party City.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Has Miles Straw done it? He has! And it's 9-0 Blue Jays.
On the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Davis Schneider returns to the Blue Jay roster and leads off the bottom of the second inning. 1-0. The Blue Jays leading the Tampa Bay Rays. Schneider digs in against right-hander Casey Legumina. The wind and the pitch. Inside, Schneider jumps back out of the way. Ball 1.
By the way, I'm convinced that this dude could hit 0 and still be a fan favorite. Huge ovation.
Oh, yeah. 1-0 pitch. Inside again, 2-0 for both. I think who he is as a person and his personality off the field. And then I think a lot of these fans still remember how important he was to the 2023 Blue Jays and obviously to the 2025 Blue Jays. 2-0. Called strike on the outside corner. It is not an exaggeration to say that Blue Jays don't make the playoffs in 2023. Davis Schneider does not come up and go on one of the hottest 20-game runs that I think a lot of us have seen in a long time. His 50th game of the Major League season, the 2-1, is on the outside corner, called strike, 2-2.
Yeah, he's done some cool things in his short career.
Ian Seymour up in the Rays pen. Here's the 2-2. And it spins low, ball 3. Schneider has had some struggles offensively this year, batting .153 with a .578 OPS. 3-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 4. He'll take a walk and be a leadoff base runner for the Blue Jays.
What did John Schneider say before the game? Walks are nice?
The walks are nice, but they want him to swing. I think in that situation they like the walks.
I think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least he's the leadoff guy. You get him on base. You could do some things now, put some pressure on the defense. But if he's coming up in big spots, I think that's what John Schneider was alluding to.
They don't want him to look for walks because he'll find them anyway. Luis Arias up, and the pitch is hit on a line toward left, foul. Into the seats, 0-1. And the big difference, too, Davis Schneider, he's had now 3 stints with the Blue Jays. After his first stint, he went down. He hardly hit at all. He walked all the time at AAA, but didn't have a lot of base hits. Came back up, went down again, and this time he really started to hit. In those 16 games, he had 5 homers, OPS over 1,100, and was mixing both the power and the on-base ability with Buffalo. 0-1. Is hit high in the air, foul right side, and off the side netting, 0-2.
So this time he really deserves to be called back up.
Yeah, I think the last time was more out of necessity than him heating up. Schneider takes his lead off first base. He's got 1 stolen base this year in the 0-2. Arias hits on the ground at third, waiting on a Caminero. Gloves, throws to second 1. Toss to first in time. 5-4-3 double play, and there are 2 down.
It's a great turn. Arias didn't hit that ball all that hard. He might think that he was safe over there at first base, taking his time getting back to the dugout.
They will not challenge.
Yeah, he starts trotting. I think he was just waiting to see what John Schneider would do down there.
There's a real good throw from Richie Palacios, the second baseman, because Caminero yanked his throw a little bit. It led Palacios away from first base, but he used that almost as his gather to get a little more power on it and then deal to first. 2 down, bases empty. Here's Miles Straw, and he'll hit 1 foul. We welcome you to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Every winning build starts with a solid lineup, quality lumber, trusted materials, and expert advice. From the first pitch to the final out, your local Timber Mart helps you build it right. Timber Mart, Canada's building center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. 1-0 Blue Jays in the home half of the second. 0-1. Breaking ball just grabs the outside edge. Called strike, 0-2. Ian Seymour continuing to warm in that right field bullpen. Casey Legamina, the reliever, opening today, about to throw his 40th pitch. And it is popped up foul, or rather in fair territory, in between home and third. Coming in, Caminero will make the grab as the catcher Fiducia got out of the way last second, and that will do it for the second inning. Leadoff walk, but nothing more for the Blue Jays, who lead it 1-0 through 2. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you looking for in the glove box?
My proof of insurance. It's usually right here.
Why don't you download the Desjardins Insurance app? You can view your documents, add a new driver, and file claims, all in the palm of your hand.
Huh. That seems too
easy.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for all your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
Businesses can ship to Rochesville and Leslieville and Hyde Park and the Beaches and Corktown and Queens Key and Harborfront and Parkdale and Danforth and Cabbagetown and St. Lawrence and Casa Loma and the Junction and Rosedale and Davisville and the Annex, all for as low as $3.95. Whew. Introducing our new lowest ever everyday rate for businesses. Ship for as low as $3.95 in Toronto when you choose Canada Post. Find out how your business can ship for less at canadapost.ca/ship-Toronto. Terms and conditions apply.
There's nothing worse than waiting in long lines around the ballpark. That's why Bet365 has 5-run early payout. When the team you're riding goes up 5 runs at any point in the game, they'll pay your bet out right then and there, win or lose. No waiting required. Now you can go back for another hot dog. Bet365. Download the app and see what early payout's all about. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
He dives, and he made a snow cone catch right in the tip of the glove.
On the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Blue Jays Baseball is brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center in Winnipeg, Pembina, Manitoba. Protect your vehicle with Canada's #1 rust protection. Find your local Crown Rust Control family at crown.com. Blue Jays up 1-0. Shane Bieber back out on the hill for Toronto. He's retired all 6 he's faced, so he'll start this third with the 7-hitter, shortstop Ben Williamson. The wind and the pitch. Up and in, ball 1. Pretty good first 2 innings for Shane Bieber, and 9 of his 15 runs allowed this year have come in the first 2, so good for him to get through that scoreless. 1-0. High, 2 balls and no strikes. He'll get Williamson, Palacios, Fiducia in this third inning. Right, left, left. The 2-0 pitch to Williamson. High and outside, ball 3. Ben Williamson, 25-year-old, 6-foot-tall infielder from Virginia, hitting .256 this year, 9 doubles and 2 homers. 3-0 pitch. Called strike near the top of the zone, 3-1.
Bottom third of the order, you want to just attack. You want to fill up that strike zone. You definitely don't want to walk the leadoff guy, especially Ben Williamson. He has a little bit of speed, 8 stolen bases this season.
And he's done that while playing in a bit of a platoon at second base with Richie Palacios, who's on deck. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went around on a cutter that might have been a hair outside, but a good pitch, 3-2. Bieber kicks. The payoff is fouled off. Back to the cutter, and it's bounced into the backstop.
A couple of times in this ball game, Shane Bieber has lost the zone a little bit, and then all of a sudden he finds it, and he just looks like the Cy Young Award winner that he was a few years ago.
It's hard to underscore how odd of a last 2 to 3 years his routine has been. 3-2 is hit foul to the right. From missing a full season to then returning, pitching in the minors with one organization, get traded to a whole new one, then pitch very sporadically on different days of rest as the Blue Jays had a 6-man rotation, then a 5-man rotation, then a 3-man rotation in the postseason, back to a 4-man rotation. They switched his spot in the order. At one point, he was the Game 3 guy. Then he moved to be the Game 4 guy. 3-2 is on the ground left side. Picked up by Okamoto, who spins and throws to first. Smooth play at the hot corner as he stepped in front of the shortstop, Clement. And there's one out.
And just like he did against Yandy Diaz to start the ball game, he falls behind 3-0, and then he just figures it out, figures out the release point, pounds the strike zone, trusts the stuff. He gets the first out of the inning, pointing at Okamoto. Pretty nice play from him.
He has used the defense to get all of the first 7 batters he's faced out. Now 1 out, Richie Palacios, the lefty hitter at the plate. Looking at Bieber through his rec specs, the first pitch to Palacios is taken for a strike. Bieber's been a bit reverse split so far this year. 0-1 pitch to the lefty hitter, called a strike 0-2, meaning the righty has been more effective at times getting lefty hitters out than righty hitters. Lefties like Palacios hitting just 208 so far against Bieber. Righties hitting 396, albeit in a 5-start sample. 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunting that first strikeout, Shane Bieber's 1-2 is bounced toward third. Backhanded by Okamoto. Throws on the run to first in time. Nice play again by Okamoto. Not an easy one. He was shifted towards second, ran back toward third, and we'll see if the Rays want to challenge.
Yeah, the Rays are thinking about it. Palacios is hanging out around the first base bag. And I don't think they're going to challenge, but what a play from Okamoto. He's been very good all season long at charging those slow rollers, throws across his body, a strike to first base for the second out of this inning.
Getting one of the speedier Rays in Palacios by a fraction of a step. 2 down, bases empty. Here's Hunter Fiducia. Called strike, 0-1. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the third inning. Shane Bieber's only thrown 38 pitches thus far. 0-1 pitch. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I just saw a replay of that last play.
You thought he might have been safe?
By a hair. And I think that might be the reason why the Rays didn't challenge.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive right field, and that'll get down past the reach of the right fielder Piñango and bounce up against the wall. Sprinting for second and in there with a slide is Hunter Fiducia, who's got a 2-out double.
It's a good swing from Fiducia. Hit it. 1 hopper off that wall out in right field. Good play from Piñango, actually. Picking up that baseball off the wall, throwing a strike into second base. Fiducia getting in there relatively easily, though.
And all of a sudden, a runner in scoring position for Yandy Diaz, who can tie this game with a base hit. So first base runner that Bieber has to deal with today is Fiducia on second. 2 outs, 1-0 Blue Jays. And the pitch, high ball 1. Buzz in the crowd, another packed house here at Rogers Center on a beautiful Thursday. 1-0 pitch is lined out to right center. Piñango racing after it. It drops in front of him. Coming around third base and jogging home to score is Hunter Fiducia, who now stops in between third and home and then races home to score. And it's 1-1. That was weird. Fiducia just straight up stopped going home at one point, like the play was dead or something. And the Blue Jays almost had a play there at the plate.
I'm not sure what happened. Fiducia kind of has a dumbfounded look on his face walking down into that dugout.
When would he have think play stopped? It was a base hit to right field and then a throw back to the infield.
I think he thought that Piñango caught the baseball.
Oh, you might be right.
And then realized at the very last second, luckily for the Rays, that he did not catch that baseball.
2 outs, first pitch to Jonathan Aranda, flip foul to the left, 0-1. Back-to-back 2-out hits have tied this game 1-1. Yeah, you don't see that every day. Diaz leading off first. And the 0-1 inside. By the way, that was Yandy Diaz's 999th hit as a Tampa Bay Ray. He's looking to become the 4th Tampa Bay Ray ever to have 1,000 hits in a Rays uniform. 1-1. Is grounded toward first off the glove of Guerrero. Picks it up bare hand. Flips to Bieber covering. He'll step on the bag and end the inning. Rays get a pair of 2-out hits and cash in a run to tie it 1-1. Middle of the third. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app in the Blue Jays radio.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page, we use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you learned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his
network.
The Tampa Bay Rays tie it up at 1 on a Yandy Diaz RBI single. And as we go to the bottom of the third, new pitcher for the Rays. This pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian left-hander Ian Seymour, who we were expecting to handle the bulk today, takes over here to begin the bottom of the third. He'll go left on left with Yohendrick Pinango. And the pitch. Called a strike, 0-1. Seymour, a 27-year-old from Connecticut in his second big league season. Rocks and offers, and Pinango lifts the ball in a line right field, angling in now back toward the wall. Mesa turns, it's over his head. Pinango around first, he's digging for second. The throw in bounces and squirts away from Williamson, the shortstop. That's a leadoff double for Yohendrick Pinango.
You could make the argument that in the top half, Pinango maybe could have caught that fly ball to save that run, but he makes up for it there with a really good swing on a hanging changeup over the heart of the plate. Rips that ball off the base of the wall out in right center. That ball actually beat him to second base, but it ate up the second baseman, and he slides in safely.
Yeah, had Williamson picked that clean off the bounce, the shortstop might have been able to tag Pinango, but the Blue Jays now have a leadoff runner in scoring position in a 1-1 tie. Seymour's pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is high, ball 1.
Yeah, sorry, that was Williamson at second base, not Palacios.
Williamson started twice at second this series, so I think it's forgivable. So Ian Seymour out on the hill for the Rays. He's got a 4.79 ERA and 67 2/3 innings pitched this year. His 1-0 to Guerrero, swing and a miss. He's a lefty pitcher, but can be tougher on righty hitters. Another reverse splits guy in this game. Right-handed batters have a 591 OPS against the lefty Seymour. Lefties, like Pinango, have an 890. The 1-1. Called strike 1 and 2, and a lot of it comes down to that changeup that he throws almost a third of the time. Mixing a sweeper, four-seamer, sinker, slider, very occasional curve and cutter as well. A look to second and the 1-2. Guerrero lifts the ball, right center field, not super deep. Charging forward, Mesa, he'll make the catch, and it's not nearly deep enough for Pinango to tag. There's one out.
That fastball ate up Vlad just a little bit, got it in on the hands. That's what that changeup will do. It'll make the fastball seem just a little bit quicker, like it has a little bit more jump to it.
Seymour's not trying to blow you away. He's pushing and pulling you and trying to get you off balance. A second-round draft pick by the Rays out of Virginia Tech in 2020. Still Pinango on second, one out, and the pitch to Ernie Clement. Inside. This inning, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill, 100% Canadian-owned and operated since 1992. It's the return of the Big Cluckin' Deal. All-you-can-eat wings are on now for a limited time. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. 1-0. Foul back by Clement. In a battle here of a former Virginia Tech Hokie, Ian Seymour, and a former University of Virginia Cavalier, Ernie Clement. Would have been a heated rivalry if they were facing each other at that point in time. Ernie winning a national title with the Cavaliers in his time in college. 1-1 pitch is lifted by Clement, high in the air. Fairly deep left field, but playable for Simpson, who gets under it, makes the catch, and Pinango's got to hold at second again. There's two down. So let's go to that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Not a lot going on today. Only 4 games, including the Blue Jays. Or 5 games, including the Blue Jays. There's one final. The Atlanta Braves hold on to beat the San Diego Padres today, 6-5. Big home run in that game from Dominic Smith, and Chris Sale punched out 11 in 6 innings. 2 outs, runner on second, 1-1 score in the pitch to George Springer. Check swing, pitch down, appeal to first, no swing, says John Tumpain. It's ball 1. With a double, and now they're still trying to score Pinango from second with 2 outs. Springer has 26 RBIs on the year, including the lone one for the Blue Jays in the first 6 innings last night. He checks his swing again on a pitch low. Appeal to first, and this time he did go. It's 1-1.
That's a tough changeup. Looked exactly like the fastball, about 6 or 7 miles an hour slower, and George Springer unfortunately couldn't hold up that swing.
Want you to pick around the zone. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went to the changeup there. Maybe Springer expecting a fastball, expands, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, you do have the open base at first base. There's 2 outs. I mean, do you want to face Kirk in a fresh count? Kirk seems like he's pretty locked in right now as well, or at least he's getting there.
Two pitch. High and outside, ball 3. Well, we'll find out in a big way right now if they would prefer to give Springer something in the zone on 3-2, or if they're going to try and get George to chase and, worst case, face Alejandro Kirk. Runner on second, 1-1 score, 2 down, bottom of the 3rd. The 3-2 pitch is hooked on a line, bounces and gets through into left field. Pinango gets the wave. Simpson comes up and will throw to second, and into score goes Pinango. Big fist pump from George Springer, an RBI single, and it's 2-1 Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's pumped up over there at first base, and why not? You get the leadoff guy on second base, 2 quick outs, and then you come through with a huge knock on a hanging changeup that was really middle. I like that pitch. You just want to throw it in a better location, get him to swing over the top of it. But George Springer got the mistake, and he ripped it through that hole on the left side. A huge knock in this ballgame.
So the Blue Jays take the lead back. They got 2 runs already in this game, up 2-1. And here's Alejandro Kirk. The pitch. Called strike. Kirk with an RBI infield single in the first inning. 0-1 is tapped off the end of the bat. Bouncer up the middle, charging Williamson. Gloves and throws to first to get Kirk and retire the side. Blue Jays with a leadoff double by Piñango and a 2-out single by Springer take the lead back 2-1 through 3 innings. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Blue Jays radio.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market. Official partner of Major League Baseball. Who wins the division? Who's buying at the trade deadline? Who takes home the Cy Young? And who's still standing in October? Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Are you ready to round the bases with Base Balderdash? Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Hayes puts it in the air to right field. Blackman can't get to it. Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco.
Expand your vocabulary with the MLB app and MLB.com.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate.
The fourth inning is brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, you can bet live in-game on game props, totals, and the money line. Download the app for the latest odds. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Blue Jays get the lead back on an RBI single from George Springer. And it's 2-1 as we start the fourth inning with Shane Bieber finishing up his warm-ups. He adjusts his cap, picks his glove up from off the turf, and begins to walk up the back of the mound.
Big shutdown inning for Shane Bieber coming up here. Your team was able to score another run and take a 2-1 lead.
Pitch to Caminero is there for a strike. Blue Jays immediately responding to the Rays run that they got last inning in the top of the third. 0-1 pitch. Up and in. Junior Caminero has hits in all 15 games he's played in his career at Rogers Center. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The first guy in Rogers Center history to come here and get a hit in all 15 of his games as an opponent. All of his first 15, I should say. An imposing right-handed hitter, 6'1", 220 pounds from Santo Domingo. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Right on right, kick, changeup from Shane Bieber for his first strikeout of the start. 1 out.
Yeah, it's intimidating to throw that changeup to a guy like Caminero with all kinds of power, because if you leave it over the heart of the plate, he's going to barrel it up and get it out of here in a hurry. But he placed that ball perfectly down and in, looked like the fastball, and it just faded below that bat.
Bieber looks back in now to Victor Mesa Jr., the lefty hitter, and the pitch. There for a strike. 50 pitches in. Bieber has thrown 66% strikes, 33 strikes to 17 balls. Regardless of the direction going forward for the Blue Jays into the trade deadline, good starts from Shane Bieber is a good thing. 0-1 pitch. Up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Because either he's helping you get back to winning a little bit more, or if you can't do that, then he's helping his value.
Yeah, I mean, he's slowly starting to round into form, and that's exactly what the Blue Jays would have hoped for.
1-1 pitch, chopped up the middle. Okamoto cuts in front of Clement, makes a nice dig on the infield turf, and throws to first, 2 down. It's been a nice day at the hot corner so far for Kazuma Okamoto. He's got 3 infield assists.
Yeah, I thought he would let that ball go, actually. That was a difficult play for him. Ernie Clement was standing right behind him. He probably could have made that play as well, but what a play from Okamoto.
Two quick outs for Bieber. Strikeout and a ground out. Bases empty. 2-1 Blue Jays in the top of the 4th. Johnny DeLuca will hit now. 0 for 1 in the game. The pitch. Just a little bit high. Ball 1. Blue Jays wrapping up this series. They'll get on the plane after the game and head to Boston. 1-0 pitch is hit on a line to left field. Moving into the gap, Davis Schneider. Turning back, it's over his head and bouncing against the fence. Straw gets in there to dig it out of the track, but into second base is Johnny DeLuca with a 2-out double.
He went down and got that knuckle curve. Hit it 100 miles an hour over the head of Davis Schneider. We've seen Davis Schneider go all out for balls over his head. Unfortunately, a little bit too far over the head of Schneider. And DeLuca gets into second base easily with 2 outs here.
This was how it started for the Rays last inning. A 2-out double, and then they got an RBI single to tie it up. Here's Chandler Simpson with a runner on second, and the first pitch is lifted high in the air, shallow center. Straw sprinting forward, gets there to make the grab, strand the runner, and keep the Blue Jays in front. No runs, a hit, 1 left for Bieber and the Blue Jays. It's 2-1 Blue Jays, middle of the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Like our fans across this country, we are more than meets the eye.
I'm convinced he's a robot.
His stuff is electric for Varlin.
Absolutely no fear of the wall.
On August 1st, roll out to Rogers Center for Blue Jays Transformers Day. Arrive early to receive a Blue Jays Transformers hat giveaway and stay after the game for a special 40th anniversary screening of the Transformers, the movie. Where will you be?
Hey, check this out. Thanks to my grocery picks this month, I'm saving $100.
Check this out. Thanks to my switch to Desjardins Insurance, I'm saving almost $1,000. It was pretty easy.
Switch, and you could save up to $1,000 when you bundle home and auto. Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance, here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
I was a competitive skater, and that journey took me to the Olympics. After I retired, I found tennis. Aging does not mean slowing down. It just means being smart about your movement and equipment. And that's where Kintec comes in. They listened, they were attentive, and they were able to provide solutions. Staying active means my independence and my freedom. Kintec enabled me to have longevity in the things that I enjoy doing.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
First pitch ambush from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays lead it 1-0
on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Blue Jays 2, Rays 1 as we welcome you back to downtown Toronto. Beautiful sunny day. Bottom of the 4th inning about to start as Ian Seymour gathers himself, kicks and fires to Kazuma Okamoto, and misses high, ball 1. Okamoto, Schneider, Urias for the Blue Jays, all right-handed hitters. 1-0 pitch, outside. In fact, the Blue Jays have 8 right-handed hitters and 1 lefty hitter in Pinyango in the lineup today. Oh, 2-0 pitch, high, ball 3. Okamoto looking to get out of his funk. 0 for his last 19. Still holding a 752 OPS on the year and 22 home runs. Rather, I think it's 0 for his last 20, pardon me. 3-0 pitch. Called strike at the knees, 3-1.
Might have been a little bit down. I think Okamoto thought the same.
The 3-1. Poked away foul, 3-2. Ian Seymour threw 17 pitches in his first inning. Here's his sixth pitch to Okamoto, and it is lifted high in the air. Medium depth right center. Center fielder DeLuca has called for it, and he'll bring it in with one hand in the sun. There's one out. We welcome you to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Strong build starting the dugout with the right game plan and the right materials. From framing lumber to finishing supplies, your local Timber Mart helps you build with confidence from the ground up. That's a home run build at Timber Mart, Canada's building center. Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host and producer, Derek Brandeo and Tom Young, our technical directors. Second time up to the plate for Davis Schneider, who walked in the second, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Schneider will ask for time and step back out of the box. This inning will also go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Only 5 games being played around Major League Baseball today. Already gave you the Braves final over the Padres. Braves won that one 6-5. 0-1 pitch to Schneider. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Other game in progress right now is the Twins visiting the Guardians. Taj Bradley for the Twins, 7 innings, a 1-run ball, but he left that game in line for the loss because Gavin Williams fired 7 shutout innings, no walks, 11 strikeouts. But the Twins would find a way back into that game even without hitting off Williams. 1-1 pitch to Schneider. In the dirt, ball 2. Former Blue Jay Alan Roden came up with a game-tying RBI single in the 8th inning. That game is 1-1 through 11 innings now. They're about to go to the 12th in Cleveland. We're here in the bottom of the 4th in Toronto. 2-1 Blue Jay lead. 1 out, and the 2-1 pitch to Schneider. Swing and a miss. He was looking for a big one right there. Hacks through that fastball, and it's 2-2.
That's kind of what John Schneider was talking about. When you get yourself into good counts, take a chance, but on a pitch that you can handle, on a pitch that you're looking for. That was a little bit elevated, a little bit on the outer third.
2-2 is waved at and missed, strike 3. Seymour goes back to the same spot and strikes out Schneider, 1 down.
Obviously, that is different there because there's 2 strikes. You're trying to protect. But when you're in a good count, a 2-0 count, a 2-1 count, if that pitch is not exactly where you want it to be, just don't swing the bat.
Blue Jays struggling for some thump right now, putting the ball in play still, but not hitting as many home runs as they want to. 2 outs, and the pitch to Luis Urias is hit back foul. So the Blue Jays entered today last in runs scored. And I do hear at times talking to people, hey, where's this pesky Blue Jays offense that last year wouldn't strike out? They're not striking out. They are second best in baseball in avoiding strikeouts by batters. It's that they're not hitting the ball hard enough. They're putting the ball in play with a lot of ground balls and fly balls. 0-1. Swing and a miss and a changeup down and away, 0-2.
And you see it a lot with Vlad. I mean, I hate to use him as an example, but he's the perfect example. He gets himself into good counts quite often, whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, and he swings at the pitcher's pitch.
0-2 pitch called, strike 3, painted changeup at the knees to freeze Urias and end the inning. 1-2-3 frame for Ian Seymour, and through 4 innings, the Blue Jays still holding their 2-1 lead. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Ground Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Blue Jays radio network.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk. Just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift, Modelo. That fought for every rebound, Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday, Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his
radio network.
Blue Jays up 2-1, top of the fifth inning. Shane Bieber will start this inning off with Ben Williamson, the number 7 hitter in the Rays order. Right on right, the pitch. Called to strike, 0-1. Fifth inning is brought to you by Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Want more performance from your vehicle? Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline is engineered to give you more power and more performance with every drive. 0-1 pitch is a check swing tapper foul. First base side, Bieber picks it up, and he'll underhand flip to Guerrero for the out. Real awkward play there. Williamson started to swing. That pitch bared in on him. He tried to duck out of the way, but as he was falling to the ground and falling away from the pitch, his bat put it in play. And so he was down on a knee in the box as Bieber went to get the ball, and that was a guaranteed out on some tough luck for Ben Williamson.
I think Bieber was a little bit unsure of whether or not that ball actually hit Williamson. Kind of looked back at him and was waiting for the call to be made.
One out, the pitch to Richie Palacios, called a strike. But Williamson never made that indication, and the umpire called it a fair ball, so Shane Bieber gets an out on 2 pitches. Right-hander's been really strong again so far in this start. His next pitch is hit foul off the foot of Palacios, who's going to limp a jog around the dirt circle as he tries to walk that one off 0-2. But for Bieber, he's now thrown 4 1/3. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits. Only 1 strikeout, but he hasn't walked a batter. And he's put himself in position to potentially go deep in this game.
He looks relatively confident out there, too. I love the body language. He looks like he's capable out there, and I think that's what was missing the first 2 or 3 starts. Last 3 starts have been better, slowly getting better. Obviously, his last start was his best start of the season, but this one here against a very tough Tampa Bay Rays team has been even better almost.
And in some ways you wonder, could that line drive by Diaz in right field have been caught? Maybe it should be no runs as he misses up top with the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I was just thinking that. A very catchable ball out in right field. It's a 2-0 ball game if Yohendrick Pinongo comes up with that fly ball.
Although he made up for it. He doubled the next inning.
He did.
Came around to score.
He did. Although you can make the argument that he could have done both.
That's true. 1-2 pitch. Just down and away. Missed the outside corner at the bottom of the zone with a 4-seam fastball. 2-2. Kick in the 2-2. Grounded to second. Charging Urias takes the second hop and flips to first. 2 outs. We welcome you to the Timbermart broadcast booth. You don't win games without fundamentals, and you don't build without quality materials. Your local Timbermart has all the tools, supplies, and expertise you need to step up to the plate and score big on every project. Timbermart, Canada's building center. Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host and producer. Derek Brandeo and Tom Young, our technical directors. Blue Jays up 2-1, 2 outs, bases empty. Here's Hunter Fiducia, the pitch. Called strike, 0-1. Fiducia laced a double to right field and then came around to score in the 3rd inning. His 6th double of the year. 0-1. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bieber gets a new baseball from Alejandro Kirk, inspects it for a moment, palms it up. The 1-1 is grounded to short. Clement backhands, takes his time, throws to first. That's a 1-2-3 fifth for Shane Bieber, who is just cruising along right now. Blue Jays up 2-1, middle 5. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market. Official partner of Major League Baseball. Who wins the division? Who's buying at the trade deadline? Who takes home the Cy Young? And who's still standing in October? Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
The next time you're at the checkout register, look for the balloon, because a donation to Children's Miracle Network has the power to change lives. Children's Miracle Network supports 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. These nonprofit hospitals provide care for all kids, from routine checkups to life-changing treatments. So look for the balloon and make a big change for a kid near you. Learn more at cmn.org.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Swing and a long drive, deep right field, way back, upper deck, and gone!
Radio Network.
Back at Rogers Center for the bottom of the 5th inning. The Blue Jays leading the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1, and Miles Straw will lead off against lefty Ian Seymour. The pitch. Straw squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes high and outside. Ball 1. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Straw then the top of the order for the Blue Jays. Pinango and Guerrero. 1-0. Called strike on the inside third, 1-1. Straw with a word back for home plate umpire Brennan Miller. Seymour sets. He's thrown 33 pitches thus far. Here's his 1-1. Called strike 1-2. Last time out for Seymour in a traditional start, he threw 61 pitches, although he struggled also giving up some runs, so maybe could have gone deeper than that. 1-2 is hit foul to the right.
Tried to slide step him. Sometimes when you're trying to fool a hitter and you're going to throw a fastball, you mix in a slide step, makes that fastball seem a little bit quicker. Miles Straw might have been fooled, but he definitely just tried to foul that pitch off, stay alive.
Maybe now we'll go to the slide step changeup, try and speed him up a little bit.
That's next level.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Traditional leg kick and an elevated fastball to get Straw. 3 Ks in a row now for Ian Seymour, 1 out. Seymour has had success against the Blue Jays at times in his career. Had his start in September of last year where he went 7 innings, 1 unearned run against the Blue Jays. 1 out. His pitch to Pinango is inside, ball 1. He also had a start here in Toronto on the 28th where he got clipped pretty badly. 6 earned runs in 3 1/3. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. But Pinango likes facing him. He's 2 for 2 now, career off Seymour, both doubles. Pinango is 1 for 2 overall on the day. Here's Seymour's 1-1 pitch. And it's popped up. Third base side foul. Long run for Caminero onto the side warning track. Reaches out and it hits the netting before it can settle into his glove. He was a little unsure on the side there, not wanting to fall into the fans. And that helps the Blue Jays out, as it's another life for Yohendrick Pinango. I think there's a world where he gets it, but he probably has to dive into that netting or come pretty close to doing that.
Yeah, he was unsure. That's a tough wall down there, about thigh high. It's really easy to bang your knees up against that short wall.
Seymour's 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Climbed the ladder at 92. Make it 4 Ks in a row for Ian Seymour. And there are 2 outs.
That's a good sequence. Just blew that fastball by him. You could tell he had the changeup or the sweeper in the back of the mind. Just elevates right at the letters with about 92 miles an hour. I'm sure that looked about 95.
Seymour now trying to strike out the side. His pitch to Vlad is low ball 1 to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 0 for 2 days, strikeout swinging against Casey Legamina, and then he flied out to right field against Seymour. The 1-0. Hit off the end of the bat foul, had him out in front on a changeup, 1-1.
There's a perfect example of you get yourself in a good count, 1-0, and then you swing at a pitcher's pitch. That was a changeup away off the plate. And unfortunately, it's a 1-1 count now, and Seymour's right back in it.
The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Guerrero bounces his bat off the plate twice, brings it up to his right shoulder. A light-colored bat with a big pine tar stain in the middle. 2-1. Broken bat line drive up the middle into left center field. A base hit for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Went down for that changeup near the ankles and got just enough of it to get himself to first.
Yeah, that's exactly where Seymour wanted that pitch. Unfortunately for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he shows off the strength. He goes down and gets it. Actually breaks the bat. Just drops it over the outstretched glove of Ben Williamson at shortstop.
So with 2 down, Ernie Clements will hit for the Blue Jays. 2-1 Blue Jay lead, bottom of the 5th. Seymour kicks and fires. And the first pitch is lifted foul right side, out of play. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, the Athletics' Will Salmon and Ken Rosenthal saying today that in their pursuit of a right-handed bat at the deadline, the Mariners are listening to offers on starting pitcher Emerson Hancock. 0-1 is no, it's rather a step and throw to first to check on Guerrero, who's back in there. Hancock, a breakout star in 2026, has a 3.16 ERA in 19 starts, although the Mariners do have 6 starters really for 5 spots. 0-1, there goes Guerrero. The pitch is hit high in the air left field. Simpson back on the warning track, feeling for the fence, and that ball is caught in the corner to end the inning. The Blue Jays get a 2-out hit, do not score. Our out-of-town scores and news brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. It's 2-1 Blue Jays headed to the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Sunday on Part 3 of the Sportsnet original series, The Blue Jays Way.
And the Blue Jays have finally won the pennant.
The 1992 season brings with it a whole new level of success.
First Canadian team to make it to the World Series.
Setting the stage for history to be written.
The Blue Jays 1 strike away from the World Championship.
The Blue Jays Way, Sunday after the game, only on Sportsnet, or stream it on Sportsnet Plus.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Maria was walking to get a coffee when it hit her. A job fell out of the sky. It landed directly on Maria's face. The job that fell from the sky smelled strongly of money and paid Maria her dream salary plus a bonus. Maria was not hurt, but it did cause a smile that lasted for years. Better jobs don't just fall out of the sky, but you can raise your earning potential with Academy of Learning Career College. Get started at academyoflearning.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Long run for Varsho into foul territory, slides and he makes the catch.
on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Blue Jays still holding on to their 2-1 lead. We go to the 6th inning, back to the top of the order. Yandy Diaz will hit for the Rays against Blue Jays starter Shane Bieber. Bieber deals home. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 66 pitches for Shane Bieber. 44 of them strikes, exactly 2/3. He's allowed 1 run. It was on a Yandy Diaz single. 0-1. Is tapped in front of the plate. Kirk bare hands on the line, bobbles, and will still throw out Diaz. There's 1 down. Well, Chris, I mentioned it last time. I gave you a couple innings to rack your brain. Yandy Diaz is 1 hit away from becoming the 4th Ray to have 1,000 hits in a Rays uniform. Would you like to throw some guesses out there on who the top 3 might be?
Definitely Evan Longoria.
Evan Longoria is number 1. He has 1,480 hits. Or pardon me, he's number 2. He has 1,471. So someone has 9 more hits than him.
Probably
1 out, and the pitch to Jonathan Aranda. Down and away, ball 1.
Bossman Jr.?
Not B.J. Upton. He's 5th with 910. But a similar player to him is number 1 in some ways. 1-0 pitch. Bounce to the plate, 2-0.
I have no idea. Just give me the names.
One thing I will say before we get there, B.J. Upton, known as Melvin Upton Jr. when he was a Blue Jay. So number 1 is Carl Crawford at 1,480. Then Evan Longoria, who you mentioned. Then Ben Zobrist with 1,016. 2-0 pitch to Aranda, called a strike. 2-1. And then Yandy Diaz at 999. Kevin Kiermaier is on that list, too. He's 7th. Fred McGriff is 9th in Rays history in hits. Two-1 is rolled over the mound up the middle. Clement slides to pick it up, spins as he comes up from the turf, and throws to first to get the out. A Gold Glove caliber play up the middle from Ernie Clement. 2 down.
That's more like it. Ernie Clement has struggled a little bit this year with the defense, but that is vintage Ernie Clement. Perfect throw across the diamond to get him.
Spun, went down on the slide, and came back up all in one motion. The slick turf on a hot day will help you do that a little bit. And now Clement goes deep in the hole with the power-hitting righty swinger Junior Caminero at the plate. 2 down, bases empty, 2-1 Blue Jays in the top of the 6th. First pitch popped up, foul back behind the plate and into the seats. 0-1.
I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for not saying Carl Crawford. I should have known that.
That's what when you said Upton, I said kind of similar player. Yeah. I was alluding.
I'm going to lose some sleep tonight over that one.
Well, text me how late you're up. I'd like to know how much it bothered you. Shane Bieber looking to finish 6 innings. Is 0-1 to Caminero. In the zone, a fastball for a strike. 93.5 there from Bieber. It's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Tap foul. No action right now in the Blue Jay pen, although Adam Macko is standing up and has taken up his warm-up jacket, or I thought he was, but now I think he's gone away. So no action right now in that Blue Jay pen. Only 74 pitches for Bieber as he tries to complete 6. He's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Punches out Junior Caminero, and that will be 6 innings of 1-run ball for Shane Bieber. 2-1 Blue Jays, middle of the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at Sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed a
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his...
Home half of the sixth inning. Blue Jays leading 2-1 at Rogers Center. George Springer will lead it off. And the pitch from Ian Seymour. Outside ball one. Thanks so much for tuning in today on this Thursday. Blue Jays wrapping up the series. They'll go to Boston, take on the Red Sox starting tomorrow. The Rays are going home to host Cleveland. Seymour's 1-0 is taken for a strike. Blue Jays will not face a Red Sox team trying to continue a win streak. That was snapped in the second half of their doubleheader last night at 15. 1-1 pitch is hit on a line, hooking toward the left field corner. Down fair and a base hit, bouncing into the fence. Springer around first. He is chugging his way into second. He's been on base all 3 times in the game, and this time it's a double, his 13th of the year.
Another good swing from George Springer. Might have got that off the end of the bat, but it found a way to get down there into the left field corner. And Blue Jays are only up by 1 run here, 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. So it's really important that you get another run. You make those relievers feel a little bit more comfortable. You can pitch a little bit differently, pounding the strike zone. Even Shane Bieber, who looks like he's still in this ball game, is going to pitch a little bit differently if you can get another run.
No action in the Blue Jay pen for now. The pitch to Alejandro Kirk is hit on the ground to the shortstop Williamson. Nowhere for Springer to go off second. The throw to first is there in time. And there's 1 out. Shane Bieber, by the way, first 5 starts this year, a combined 6 runs of support. So 2 is actually an improvement, although still he's had to pitch very tight his whole time up in the big leagues with the Blue Jays this year. Kazuma Okamoto is set to hit, but before he does that, pitching coach Kyle Snyder is going to go out there and talk with his reliever Ian Seymour. Why don't we go to the standings watch for a moment? They're presented by Bet365, home of the 5-run early payout. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Rays lead the division 59-42. Yankees are 2.5 back at 57-45. Then 7 back are the Red Sox, who are 52-49. Boston also holding on to that 3rd and final wild card spot. In 4th place are the 50-53 Orioles, 10 back, and then the Blue Jays in 5th. 46-56, 13.5 behind the Tampa Bay Rays. Kazuma Okamoto in the box and the pitch. High ball 1. Blue Jays trying to add to their 2-1 lead with George Springer on second and only 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Seymour's 1-0. Hit in the air by Okamoto, foul, 1-1. We do have another final around baseball today, so after Okamoto hits, we can update you on that on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The 1-1 is popped up back behind the plate, out of play, 1-2. Trying to snap in 0 for 21, Kazuma Okamoto. Last hit came before the All-Star break. The 1-2 is cut on and missed, strike 3. Got him to expand on a changeup in the dirt, 2 down.
Let's see if the Blue Jays can come through with another big 2-out knock.
It'll be Davis Schneider to hit before the first pitch goes to him on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The Twins end up beating the Guardians in 12 innings today after coming back in the 8th to tie it 1-1. They got 2 in the 12th and held on to win 3-1 the final score on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Pitch to Davis Schneider, called a strike with George Springer on second and a 2-1 Blue Jays lead, bottom of the 6th. Springer had a leadoff double, but now 2 outs and he's still on second. Schneider today 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fooled by the changeup, 0-2.
It's an important win for the Twins.
Yeah, Twins, we were checking on the standings. With that win, the Twins go to 51 and 53. They would be 2.5 behind Boston now. 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 3 behind Cleveland, who holds that second wild card spot. Twins are not out of the race by any means. With 2 outs, the 1-2 from Seymour is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Great take. That's a pitch that he normally swings at. The good fastball that's just above the strike zone. That one, 91 miles an hour, and he's able to lay off.
Schneider hunched over in his stance, leaning back on his back right leg. The 2-2 is swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Mesa under it, brings it in, and ends the 6th inning. Leadoff double, Springer left in scoring position, and the Blue Jays still holding on to their 2-1 lead. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Why buy a Levis Sleep adjustable bed now? Because at Levis Sleep, it's Black Friday in July now. Get up to 60% off, and Leva pays the tax. A better deal. Better than your aching back. Better than their endless. Better than waiting until November to get the bed you really want. Better your bed and your budget during Black Friday in July. Visit a Levis Sleep showroom or levislleep.com. Levis Sleep. The better bed.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap. Just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline. We warehouse for you.
Hey, Dad, what are you looking for in the glove box?
My proof of insurance. It's usually right here.
Why don't you download the Desjardins Insurance app? You can view your documents, add a new driver, and file claims, all in the palm of your hand.
Huh. That seems too
easy.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for all your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
A pinch hit 2-run double for Ernie Clement, and the Blue Jays have blown it open
on the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Blue Jays leading in the 7th inning. 2-1 is the score. Shane Bieber still out there. The Blue Jays starter offers home. And the first pitch is low, ball 1. 7th inning is brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong, feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Only 76 pitches for Bieber after that first pitch of this 7th. But the Blue Jays do have Tyler Rogers starting to throw in their pen in left field. 1-0. Foul tip on a curve, 1-1. Bieber has diced his way through this Rays lineup twice, now 3rd time through the order against the cleanup hitter Mesa, following a 1-2-3 6th against the top 3rd. Here's 1-1, is high and outside, 2-1. Bieber's 2-1 pitch. Low ball 3. For Shane Bieber, it's only the 2nd time as a Blue Jay that he has pitched into the 7th inning. He did it September 20th of last year against the Kansas City Royals. Went 6 1/3 in that game. 3-1. Bunt attempt, and it's popped back into the netting. 3-2. They are shifting Mesa, giving him a lot of the third base side. Still, I don't know that any other team in baseball is going to have a guy square to bunt in a 3-1 count. And he's your cleanup hitter.
Maybe the Marlins?
Maybe. You're right. Maybe the Marlins, who are run by Peter Bendix, former Rays executive. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out on a breaking ball. Third K for Bieber, and there's one out. Two-one Blue Jays. Johnny DeLuca coming up to the plate. He doubled in the fourth. The last Rays base runner. Bieber offers. And the pitch is there for a strike. Strike throwing has been on point for Bieber, who's over 2/3 strikes so far, although we'll see if this one stays. It's an ABS challenge brought to you by ex-copper criminal defense lawyers. Been charged with a traffic violation or criminal defense. Don't plead guilty and don't face that challenge alone. Go to xcopper.com. Ex-copper, more than just traffic tickets. That pitch was outside. It's going to be overturned to a ball, and the Rays still have 2 challenges.
And it wasn't that close either.
1-0. Popped up. Foul behind the plate. Kirk holding onto his mask. Dumps it away, but that's going to go into the second row of seats. And a fan in a Lionel Messi jersey may not have won a couple of days ago, but wins now, getting that foul ball. It's 1-1.
I don't know if people are booing him. No, they weren't booing him. I think I'm just hearing things.
I'm not sure the passion for Spain or Argentina is that strong around the ballpark today, but you never know. Maybe a lot of Ronaldo fans here. 1-1 pitch inside, brushes back to Luca, ball 2. Rogers still warming in left field. Shane Bieber at 84 pitches in this start. The 2-1. Hit on the ground, snared on the mound by Bieber. He'll underhand flip to Guerrero, 2 outs.
He is cruising. This might be the best I've seen him.
I mean, if not for pitch counts and people fatiguing, it looks like he could go 7 times through the order today. It's just contact on the ground all the time.
Yeah, just location has been so much better in this start, even better than his last start. Really, really impressive.
6 shutout in his last start, trying to complete 7 innings, a 1-run ball in this one. The pitch to Chandler Simpson is lifted high in the air, shallow left. Schneider moving in. He makes the grab, and Shane Bieber is through 7. 2-1. The Blue Jays lead it over the Rays at the 7th inning stretch. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Not tomorrow, not someday. Start your home improvement project today. It's game on with your local Timber Mart. Build that deck, raise that fence, transform your space. Get the quality materials you need and the expert support you trust. Plus, buy now, pay later with your Timber Mart project card. Financing provided by Fairstone Financial Inc. Conditions apply. So you can start now and pay over time. Visit timbermart.ca for details. Timber Mart, Canada's building center.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Who keeps your business running? Your people. And who keeps your people running? Your people. But when admin time piles up and overhead turns into overheadaches, your people proficiency plummets. That's why Bamboo HR perfectly integrates all of your people functions, so you'll prune that pesky admin time on HR tasks by, let's say, 17.6 hours a week. At least that's what our customers tell us. Power to the people. That's Bambooable. That's Bamboo HR. Official HR software partner of the Toronto Blue Jays.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swinging a high drive to left field.
On the Blue Jays Radio Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and the Blue Jays still in front. 2-1 is the score. Still Ian Seymour for the Rays, who's about to throw his 60th pitch of his outing. He deals to Luis Urias. And it's hit on the ground, foul, third base side. Almost skipped over that bag for an extra base hit. Instead, it's 0-1. We welcome you to the TimberMart broadcast booth. When it's time to build, renovate, or upgrade, your local TimberMart has the materials, the know-how, and the team to help you win every time. From the first swing to the final finish, build with confidence at TimberMart, Canada's building center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host and producer, Derek Brandeo, and Tom Young, our technical directors. Seymour's 0-1. Hit back foul, stumbling over the plate, Urias. It's 0-2. Coming up after tonight's or today's game broadcast, Blair and Barker will have Blue Jays talk as usual. Oh, 2. Hit away foul to the right. Seymour with another 2-strike pitch, and this one's foul tipped in, held onto by Fiducia. 6 Ks for Ian Seymour as he goes to the changeup there to get Urias.
Yeah, Seymour hasn't been perfect, but he's been pretty good. He's mixing in that changeup and that sweeper really in big spots. He's making big pitches when he's had to. Unfortunately, he hasn't been as sharp as Shane Bieber.
1 run allowed for Seymour, who's trying to go 5 innings. And the first pitch he sends to Straw is lifted deep, foul. Left field side. It's 0-1. 1 run allowed by Casey Legumina, who opened with 2 innings, and then 1 run allowed by Seymour. Bieber's gone 7 innings and given up just 1 himself. 0-1 pitch. Called strike near the top of the zone. Straw has tapped his head to ask for an ABS challenge, brought to you by xcopper.com. It's either 0-2 or 1-1. For now, it's 0-2. We'll see if Straw can get the overturn. He will. That pitch was high and outside. So Straw flips that. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Or rather, 1 ball and 1 strike instead of 0-2. 2 challenges left for both sides. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Straw. Breaking ball hit foul, back behind him to the right, 1-2. Tyler Rogers continues to warm up in the Blue Jay bullpen in left field. Shane Bieber on 85 pitches through 7 innings. 1-2. Called, strike 3, and Straw's going to challenge again. This ABS challenge is brought to you by xcopper.com. He flipped 1. Can he flip another? It's either a strikeout or a 2-2 count, and he's flipped another. Miles Straw overturning a pair of calls from Brennan Miller. According to Miller, all 4 pitches have been strikes, but according to the robots, it's 2-2.
Straw shaking his head right now. I think he's just angry that Brendan Miller's getting those calls wrong.
And he's a bit of a veteran, and that's a younger ump, so maybe he can get away with that a little more. 2-2. Hit back foul. Two-two pitch. Down and in, ball 3. Blue Jays have led by 1 for the majority of this game. They'd love to get a little bit of a cushion here. 1 out, base is empty. The payoff pitch to Straw. Down and away, ball 4. He'll take a walk, and those challenges really pay off. He's on with 1 out.
Yeah, and you want that cushion, especially with the speed of the Tampa Bay Rays. You don't really have to pay as much attention to a guy like Chandler Simpson. Let's say he gets on base. You can focus on the batter instead of paying attention to that runner. That's a big run standing out at first base for the Jays.
Yohendrick Pinango will bat for a 3rd time against Seymour. 1 for 3 on the day with the double. He faced Legamina once and then Seymour for the double and his recent strikeout in the 5th. First, though, a check on Miles Straw, who gets back into the bag. Straw could be going in a situation like this. He's got 3 stolen bases on the year and has a 30 stolen base season in his career. The pitch. Piñango takes a strike. 2-1 Blue Jays. Runner on first, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. A 1. Called strike again, 0-2. Oh, 2. Foul back. Went to the sweeper that time after getting to 0-2 on another sweeper and a changeup. Has not shown Piñango a fastball yet, and probably for good reason.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go up top with a fastball here. Try to elevate one.
0-2 again, and a fastball is yanked outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Straw takes his lead. Held on by Aranda. The 1-2, there goes Straw, and the pitch is swung on, driven center field. Backing up DeLuca. He will make the grab, and Straw has to retreat to first. Probably had that bag stolen, but you can't tell Piñango to take on a 2-strike pitch. So he flies out, there's 2 down, and Straw still at first.
Yeah, that fastball got in on Piñango just a little bit. Unfortunately, Straw got a fantastic jump going first move on Seymour. As soon as that leg started to lift, Miles Straw took off, but with 2 strikes, like you said, you can't ask him to take.
Would have ended up taking strike 3 on that pitch had he done it. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1 for 3 in the game. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Guerrero singled off Seymour in the 5th, flied out to right field in the 3rd, and then overall in the day, he's 1 for 3. He has the full right side of the infield. Second baseman Palacios plays up the middle. Straw off on the 1-0, and the pitch taken for a strike. Throw to second, tails away, and Straw head first dives in there for his 4th stolen base of the year. It's a 1-1 count, but the Blue Jays now have a runner in scoring position.
Another great jump. Obviously, he's got a good read on Seymour. He's going first movement. As soon as that leg goes up, he's gone, taking a chance, and he gets into second base really easily.
The 1-1 pitch. Hit on a line toward right field. Down for a base hit. Straw's going to get the wave. Throw from right field by Mesa. Offline. Straw in to score. And it's 3-1 Blue Jays on a big RBI single from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
And just like that, being aggressive on the bases pays off. Miles Straw with his 4th stolen base of the year. Carlos Fablis actually with a really aggressive send. Victor Mesa Jr. fielded that ball pretty shallow in right field and probably gets him at home plate with a good throw, but the aggressive send, you force the defense to make mistakes out there. The throw was a little bit offline, and Miles Straw scores a big run here for the Toronto Blue Jays.
3-1 lead, and now Guerrero off on the first pitch to Clement. It's high, a ball, throw to second, and he's out. Tag applied by the shortstop, or rather the second baseman, Palacios. Guerrero caught stealing by Hunter Fiducia, but his single helps the Blue Jays to a 3-1 lead. We go to the 8th inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Blue Jays radio.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk. just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed a...
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his
network.
Blue Jays add to their lead on a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. RBI single, and as we begin the eighth, they have an 8-1 advantage. The great, or rather, 3-1 advantage. 8-1 would be fantastic, but you can't hit a 5-run single. 3-1, the Blue Jays lead it right now, and in this eighth inning, they'll make a pitching change to the Submariner, Tyler Rogers. He stares in at Ben Williamson. Third baseman Okamoto shaded in the first pitch there for a strike, 0-1. Pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 0-1 pitch. Called strike, 0-2. Although we're going to get an ABS challenge brought to you by xcopper.com, Williamson did not think that slider hit the zone. It's either 1-1 or it stays 0-2, and it'll stay 0-2 as Williamson misses on that challenge. Rays have one left. Couple defensive switches for the Blue Jays as well. We'll get to that in a second. First, the 0-2 is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Blue Jays have inserted Dalton Varsho in there. He'll play center field, and Pinango is out of the game now. Straw has moved into right field to fill Pinango. 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him on a slider, and there's 1 out. Other defensive switch for the Blue Jays is they brought Andres Jimenez in for Luis Urias. Jimenez goes to short, Clement to second. So again, it's Varsho in center now, Straw in right. Jimenez at short, Clement at second. Everything else stays the same. 1 out, and here's Richie Palacios. The pitch. Tap back to the hill. Rogers waiting on it. Fields the high hop. Throws to first, 2 down. Ho-hum for Tyler Rogers, whose ERA is slipping down close to 1.5. It's at 1.55 after a quick couple of outs.
It's pretty ridiculous, the types of contact that he induces with 81 to 83 miles an hour, but he's just so fun to watch.
And has been doing it the same way for a very long time. Right-handers pitch to Hunter Fiducia in there for a strike. It's been the better part of a decade that he's been in the big leagues now, and guys cannot figure out his mix and especially his arm angle. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I would imagine with the shadows right now, it's not very fun being up there.
Yeah, the high-rise buildings around Rogers Center have the mound in shade, the plate in the sun. The 1-1 pitch called to strike 1 and 2. And it only turns to sun maybe 20 feet from home plate. So that's about 40 feet of the ball being one color. And then in fractions of a second, it changes color right before you.
Yeah, Louis Varland's probably thinking, get me in that ball game right now.
Let's go. Lay down 3 bunts in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, base is empty. 3-1 Blue Jays in the 1-2. Is hit in the air right field. Straw hunched over, waiting on it. Doesn't have to move. Makes the catch in place. And that's it for the top of the 8th inning. Tyler Rogers does his job. Now the Blue Jays look to add to their lead. 3-1. Middle of the 8th inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Blue Jays Radio Network.
businesses can ship to Rochesville and Leslieville and Hyde Park and the Beaches and Corktown and Queens Key and Harborfront and Parkdale and Danforth and Cabbagetown and St. Lawrence and Casa Loma and the Junction and Rosedale and Davisville and the Annex, all for as low as $3.95. Whew. Introducing our new lowest ever everyday rate for businesses. Ship for as low as $3.95 in Toronto when you choose Canada Post. Find out how your business can ship for less at canadapost.ca/ship Toronto. Terms and conditions apply.
Donating brings me a sense of joy and happiness.
It reminded me of what it is to be human.
And for me, I get so much from donating blood.
Book an appointment today at blood.ca and experience what you get when you give. Canadian Blood Services. Who's saving who?
This is a message from Canadian Blood Services. Canadians are counting on blood donors this summer. Demand is high for all blood types and every appointment helps. Book today at blood.ca or use the Give Blood app. Experience what you get when you give.
Why is Kintec different? Because real comfort isn't about selling you a shoe size. It's about understanding your unique foot and how you move. That takes movement and foot health experts, not just salespeople. And sometimes it means going beyond footwear to find the right support to relieve pain so you can move with confidence. There are shoe stores, there are clinics. Then there's Kintec. Footwear and orthotics, together in step.
Kintec Footwear and Orthotics.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swinging a